Hey everyone! I have all these RWS decks and comparisons that I've filmed and have ready to go in a queue, but I'm putting all of that on pause because the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot was on my doorstep this morning and it is so pretty. I have to share it. It's really a genuinely lovely deck. I was not expecting at all to get it this early. I had forgotten completely that I was one of the early Kickstarter backers. So this was a total surprise to me. But I just wanted to share a little bit about this deck and some of the things that came along with it. So I'm gonna move that over here for a second. In my box, I didn't ask for a cloth or anything like that. But there was a cute little note. You know, thank you for your order, blah, 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 blah. A portion of the profits goes to the Honeybee Foundation, which I was really proud of. And there's just some contact information for Kelly Burton there. It also came with a bag, which is nice. I'm not a big tarot bag person, but this is not a bad production at all. I love the canvas. It's like drop cloth with a little bit of screen printing there. It also came with this cute little pin. You can barely see it, I'm sure. Here, hang on a second. There. That's what that looks like. It's the Fool card, basically just into a little pin, which is sweet. I'll probably find something to do with that little lapel pin. The thing I was most excited about that came with it as far as extras was this in this envelope, and I love this wax seal. Look at that. I dearly want that seal. Are some enlargements of the cards. I think these are 5x7. I'll have to look it up, but they're really solid. I kind of want to get them framed. So you've got the, well, hang on a second. This is the Fool card, the Journey. We've got Judgment, the Hierophant, the Chariot, and Alchemy. I've got this whole room in my upstairs, my little ritual room, and I've got a lot of bee stuff in there. It is a long story, but I know that I'm going to get these framed and probably put them in there somewhere, and I think it'll be a lovely addition. But the main attraction is, of course, the deck, which is absolutely wonderful. The box is beautiful. It's one of those magnet clasp ones, so if you just pops right up there. But the printing is really kind of nice. The one they have now is obviously first edition. Apparently it's printed by Ad Magic, which is kind of cool. I like to know where the things are printed from. March 2020 was when it was manufactured. I love it when they add that type of stuff here. Inside, it's one of those, let me move this a little bit. It's one of those where you got the little ribbon, comes with a little guidebook. I have to admit, I do like the guidebook. For all the majors, you do have a little bit of a larger write-up, a little bit of a, you got the picture in black and white, practice, something about this journey, a divinatory meaning, things to that nature. The minors, you get a lot less. You get a tiny little printing of the card and just a quick little divinatory meaning. But as far as a little white book goes, it is really very solid. Apparently, I was one of those that got a autograph, which is really cool. I guess mine is number 115 out of 840, and there's Kelly's autograph there, which is really sweet. And then the cards themselves are obviously the star of the show. Let's pull these out. Ooh, the box interior is really pretty. Your journey begins here. I love it when they do these really nice printings. That is a sweet job. All right, the cards. As you can see here, they're edged in this really cool metallic blue. I think that looks really beautiful, especially with the card backs where you've got this mix of like purples and teals and blues and sacred geometry. And I love that they were able to do this foil printing on the back for the bees. I think before in the prototype copy, these were white, and they looked perfect. I mean, I would not have been mad at all if they were white, but having them in this blue makes it a little bit more subtle for the back, a little bit more even, and just kind of brings a cool pop when you see them in the light shimmering around. It's just such a pretty effect. So love that production. But obviously, the star of the show are the card fronts. So let me zoom in here. Get a nice solid look at that. Bring my little V in here. All right, I have not actually flipped through all the cards yet, so this is my first time through it. I love, this was the card that actually sold me on the deck, if you can believe that. I love blues and reds and that combination together. I was just, it's what initially caught my eye and made me pay more attention to this deck. And I still think it's a gorgeous card. Absolutely pretty. Well, let's try to flip them over and keep them in order. I never do that. I love this Magician. All that intensity, and you've got the repetition of the card back up here, which is really cool. The as above, so below. I love having the Indigenous woman here on the Priestess. It's really effective. And this is just delightful. I love how she's got all the bees on her skirt, right? This leaf pattern, the honeycomb. I love how she's got her star crown as per usual, the poppies and the belt. Like, it's just, it's a fun card. I don't know if I would have necessarily all the cues that I typically have for the Empress. If I was going to use this for divination, this might be one of the decks that I use more like a bit of an oracle, I guess, or for my own personal readings where I need to get away from the symbolism that I'm so familiar with, so I can try like get a little bit deeper and cue my my psychic brain more than my interpretive brain. Oh, very cool. Got your little ankh there. I totally missed that detail before. I love this Hierophant. You don't know if this is necessarily like the image I would have gone with for the Lover. She really seems to be putting on a bit of a show there, but it is really cute. The Chariot. Oh, poor horse looks so sad. Look at his face. Ooh, I missed this detail before. Look, you can see the lion's face in the poppy. How pretty. Love this little detail of the etching of that serpent, the crowned serpent. Oh, the Hermit. That is stunning. These almost look like they were taken straight out of Pamela Coleman Smith. The little tetramorph there. That's kind of nice. Oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a deck that collages some aspects of Pamela Coleman Smith with other things? Ooh, I'm gonna have to put that in my mental bank for later. Ooh. I think if I was initially looking at this card, I would have probably, you know, thought Ace of Swords. But I think that the idea of having this as Justice is really cool. And it's kind of like riffing on that myth of, that Egyptian myth where, you know, if your heart is as light as a feather, you get into heaven or something to that nature. That's kind of cool. I love how the thorax of the bee here is this, you know, eyeball. It kind of reminds me of that the Transcendent Eyeball, I think it is, in Ralph Waldo Emerson's writing. I literally just woke up and found this on my doorstep, and my brain is clearly not firing on all cylinders quite yet. I'm not sure I'm seeing necessarily like what is death about this card, other than the darker imagery. The empty cells of the honeycomb, perhaps. And then this is the alchemy. That's the box cover as well, which is really cute. I like that they've added this honey detail up here. It turns the pollen into honey. That's the alchemy. I think that's being evoked there. Oh, I love that devil with the yellow jacket. They are horrible devils. I've been stung by them so many times. Ooh, the tower. Look, you can see the bees. They're upside down, actually tumbling down. I think if you were one of the people who did have problems with holes and things, I forget what that phobia is called, this deck might not be the one for you with all the honeycomb. And here you've got this like lotus pod that has those holes. That can be probably a bit of an issue. But it is a beautiful collage. Oh man, I love this celestial stuff. It's really beautiful. I keep saying beautiful. I gotta come up with some new words. Ooh, that's fun. I love the octopus. I don't know if I would have gone with an octopus for the moon, but I really like it. And you know, the octopuses, I guess, you know, do tend to come out of the water more during nighttime. Kind of like the crayfish in traditional imagery. Oh, it's DNA. Okay, I was like, well, that's a weird looking flower. That's cool. Yeah, sun, it's causing life. Yeah, I am down for that. I'm not entirely seeing judgment here. Maybe it's got something to do with this particular type of bee. I don't know what type of bee that is, but it's still a very nicely done image. The world, ooh, that's interesting. I'm really enjoying the sunflower field, obviously, and I like how you can see it reflected here in this celestial disc, and then it's like this weird eclipse. And it doesn't initially like read to me as world, but I guess this is like, I think this is an astrological disc. I'm not entirely sure. But I guess that would be the sky as reflected in the world. I can make it work. Root of the powers of fire. So this would be Ace of Wands. Oh, it's a little honey stick. That's cute. Dominion. Yeah, I guess that would actually be Dominion. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, that's nice. Perfected work. I love that interpretation of the Four of Wands. Strife. Well, I mean, honestly, like all of the fives could be strife in some capacity. I like how you've got this like crystal down here. Oh, Saturn. That makes sense. It's a Saturn card. This is so cool. This is so TDM. I think it's done incredibly well, though. That's so unique. Ooh. Now, okay, so I actually dislike the Eight of Wands in so many decks. It is, I don't, I just think it's a bit of a throwaway card, at least design-wise. But I like how this one's taken that Pamela Coleman Smith, the Eight Wands, just kind of like shooting down, putting it over this sky with the sacred geometry. It's really fun. The colors are great. What is persistence about this? I'm not entirely sure. Oppression. Interesting. Okay. So this is actually one of the only man-made hives that I've seen in this deck so far. I could see where that would be oppression. You've got this like human figure. I think this is the only human figure we've seen so far too. The beekeeper coming in. I love the poppy pods and the wheat. That's one of my favorite motifs of all time. Huh. Princess of Wands. So very frilly and gorgeous. Oh good, I'm glad that they've kept a horse in this night. I hope that there's horses in all the nights. Ooh, very cool. It's like Indian motif. Ooh, that's great with a lion. And that like hardcore regal nature through. Love it. All right, Ace of Cups. Very sweet. Okay. At first I was like, well, this is almost a little frothy, but now with the two bees, like, you know, coming at each other a little bit, I'm still kind of like getting some of those Rider-Waite kind of like vibes, which is my wheelhouse. So I appreciate that. This one again is reminding me a little bit more of like the Thoth vibe, but you do have three bees coming together, merging, right? Like, it can still work. I think this card is so pretty. I love that pink and purple and the yellow. Like, there must be a little part of me that is totally still in the pretty princess phase, because I always love those colors. But this is just so sweet. Six of Cups being pleasure. Yeah, daisies are very much a very happy flower. I can totally like get those pleasure vibes from this. Disappointment. Ooh, that's fun. That deep red, this vulture, the spilled cups. Yeah. Seduction. Ooh, I love the Venus flytrap down here. That's a neat aspect of the Seven of Cups I very rarely think about, is the seductive nature of all the choices that are before you. And there's a danger in, you know, actually making a choice. And a danger in just staying there, being seduced by everything. Renounce. Ooh, I like that. Walking away. Yeah, I got that. A little bit of a Saturn vibe up here too. Nope, yep, it's a Saturn card. I'm not really getting like happiness vibes off of this, in like the traditional way that I, kind of read the Nine of Cups, that satisfaction. I'm not getting too much of an emotional read, but the colors, they make me feel very tranquil and at peace, which is about as close to happiness as I get, so maybe that is about as well then. Aw, that's a pretty nice Ten of Cups. I like how it's called, I cannot say this word, satiety. Yeah, you've got everything you need right there. Oh, that's fun. I like how the bees are kind of like making this like massive headdress. Little Aphrodite vibe. Oh, okay. I'm not seeing a horse here, but I'm kind of liking how intense this guy is staring into this cup. Honestly, it's giving me a little bit of a magician vibe. Everyone should have someone in their life who stares at them the way this guy is staring at that cup. The Queen of Cups. Ooh, this is fun. This is like a very like Queen Mab type, Queen of the Fairies setup, which is kind of neat and dark in a fun way that I don't typically associate with this card, but I'm liking it. Oh, now we've got our horse here. Okay. Well, if this is supposed to be Poseidon, Poseidon, has those, what are they? Hippocampuses that he uses to pull his chariot. I could make that work. Root of the powers of air. I love these lilies. Nice. Oh, very cool. Huh. I don't know if I would have initially gone with the keyword peace for this. It's a very nice design, though. Ooh, this one might be one of my favorite three swords. I love that purple. I love that the heart here is this kind of like dark cloud. Really nice. Recovery. Okay. Defeat. Earn success. Six of Swords. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I like how this one has a lot of very clear, clean geometry in it, and that's very much something like you've got to put the planning and you've got to be a lot of very clear in your thinking in order to earn success. Fertility. Don't entirely know if I would have gone with a unicorn for fertility. Aren't they supposed to be attracted to virgins? Very cool though. I like how the swords here are transformed into unicorn horns. That's kind of a neat mode. Interference. All right. Ooh. Yeah. So the Nine of Swords and the Rider Waite Smith is the one that has all those swords behind someone who's, sitting up in bed and has their hands over their face and looks like they're weeping. This like dark night of the soul type thing. And you totally get that like lost feeling from this card. But the colors are just really something stunning. Rune. Overkill. is a lot of swords into one tiny bee. I love the incorporation of peacock feathers. I think we've seen that in several cards. Oof. That's beautiful. Yeah, an owl for the Knight of Swords is a fantastic association. They just swoop in there silent and swift and sure as anything. Oh, I love this. That facey. I don't know if it's actually picking up on camera. Let's see if I can. You see that there's that face in there? It actually reminds me of Lauryn Hill. I don't know who the model was, but there's something about the face that does remind me of Lauryn Hill. A singer. Probably the best use of a bald eagle I've seen in a while. And now Earth. Okay. Oh, this is neat. It's a photograph of a bunch of bees in a hive all working together. Effort, I get it. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith, this is the one where you've got two people kind of being shut out of a church. You see the stained glass window, it's snowing. They're not able to take sanctuary in the church. This one, the door of the church is open, which I think changes the meaning a little bit, but I think in a little bit of a nice way. Okay, I like the keys to success. Yeah, makes sense. Patience. To stack up all those stones, yeah. Mastery. Am I getting mastery out of this? I don't know necessarily. That's fun. Ooh. Cute. Are those chanterelle mushrooms? Ooh, wasn't he handsome? I guess they must be mushrooms. We've got mushrooms down here too. No mushrooms here, it looks like. But, you know, lady in a garden. Nice vibe. And finally, the King of Discs. You've got an older man. Very cool. Man, this is such a pretty deck. I'm very glad that I have a copy of it. I might end up getting a second copy because this just feels too pretty to use, and I hate that. Look how colorful. That is just a lot of fun. All right. But yeah, that was the Journey of the Sacred Bee. My very first flip through with all the cards. I know that I was mostly just sitting there going like, ooh, ah. But I don't know. It's a fun thing to kind of flip through. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.